Mark Lose, your source for all things Everton. I'm Jay Palton, and I'm here today to do the match preview for Everton against Mansfield Town in the second round of the League Cup. Obviously, the English season started all the way back in, well, it's still going in July with the Club World Cup, but the 25-26 season started at the end of July with this competition. So some teams have already been in this cup for more than a month now, so which is interesting, or around a month anyway. So yeah, the Premier League teams who aren't in Europe are now entering the fray, and this is, it's always an interesting time of the season. You'd like to get a lower league team at home started off nice and easy, hopefully. Obviously, no givens in football, so we'll see how we get on, of course, but it's always great to start with a game where you go into thinking, right, we should win this. Even the most pessimistic Evertonians would think we should get the victory on Wednesday night. There'll be a lot of first games for people who are going, whether they're kids or maybe people who weren't able to get down on Sunday, maybe didn't go room or test events for maybe winning the ballots, couldn't get tickets, or wanted to wait for a proper game to experience it. I'm not sure, but for a lot of people, it'll be their first game. It's going to be obviously the first night game at Hill Dickinson, which is nice. We all love a night game, don't we? And we all kind of really look forward to them. And okay, normally it's against a big team or in a big league game or whatever it might be, but I'm sure the atmosphere will still be good. It's already a sellout, and 50,000 odd people will be there. That's 20,000 plus what we get at this stage of the League Cup in previous seasons. So really looking forward to that, and I say there'll be a lot of people will be experiencing the ground for the first time. So I think looking at Mansfield first, they're in League One, got promoted the season before last, had a decent year last year, good start, tail off a little bit in the middle, and they ended up staying up quite comfortably. Nigel Clough's the manager, obviously played a few games for the other lots back in the day, but obviously from a big football family, he was a good player, been a good manager at a few different teams as well, so I'm sure he'll get a warm reception. But yeah, Mansfield had a decent start to the league season. I think they're 9th in League One. Won a few games already to start the campaign off, and I think they're a team who kind of punched away a little bit. They went in League One for a long time, got back promoted again, so yeah, there's hardly not a pushover. These aren't a team who are in the basement of the EFL. They're a team who I say are on a nice little rise at the minute, so I'm sure when they come to Goodison, fans are going to enjoy the day and what have you, and they're obviously going to want to try and cause an upset. So we need to make sure we're definitely bringing our A game. I'm sure the team will be rotated a little bit, but yeah, we need to make sure we get the win here and get things sorted. I think in terms of our team, I mean, personally, I want to see Jordan Pickford stay in goal. Will be Mark Travers. I know obviously Moyes back in the day used to change his goalkeeper quite a lot, but for me, if you're a backup goalie, you're a backup goalie because you play when there's injuries. You don't play in cup games, in my opinion. If Jordan Pickford's fit and ready, I think he should be playing on Wednesday. It's a little bit different when you're playing as a team in League One, I suppose. If it's a Premier League team, then I would definitely say categorically no to a backup goalie. But if he wants to give Travers a run out, then see how he gets on. I'm sure that would be okay. Who comes in at right back? James Collins been on the bench obviously a couple of times this season to begin with. So I'd imagine he'll have some part to play on Wednesday. It'd be nice if Jake O'Brien could go back to centre back, maybe give Tarkowski a rest. Obviously he missed the end of last season and touch and go a bit in pre-season as well, so it'd be good if maybe he can chill out and maybe take a place on the bench for a change, because he's played so much football since he's been here. Imagine Michael Keane will still play. At left back, Adam Asnu, I would suggest was going to play, but then he pulled up in the warm-up yesterday, clearly not quite ready yet. So if he's fit, it'd be great to see him play again. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Would we dip into the youth at left back? Do you play James Garner again? Do you play Dwight McNeil? I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting one. You don't want to mess around too much, obviously, but it'd be good if James Garner can have a rest, because he had a couple of tough games. Obviously gone the distance and played in an unfamiliar position. So it'd be good if he can't be rested and maybe even moved into midfield and see who's there. But I'd be surprised if Adam Asnu, having just pulled out of being even a sub yesterday, I'd be surprised if he's going to be fit enough to play. In midfield, Timur Boone went off, maybe not injured per se, but looked like maybe had some cramp or some sort of muscle strain or something. So if he's fit, maybe keep on with him in midfield. So Idrissa Gueye is another option. Keane Hall can fill in there. In case they're further up, he can obviously play in that 10 position. I imagine Charlie Alcaraz going to come back in and play. I imagine Beto's probably going to play. Jack Grealish, you'd think, would probably get a rest, having played the full 90 the other night, played half an hour the week before, when not fully fit, so I'd imagine he'll get a rest. And Dwight McNeil, if he's not playing like a sort of hybrid left-back role, I imagine he'll play on the left, Charlie Alcaraz and Dan on the right, and whichever one doesn't play there in the middle. Tyler Dibbling's obviously just signed today as I record this. That was maybe about half an hour ago, so be interesting to see whether he's involved. But I'd like to think he'll at least be on the bench. Obviously, he barely played this season. I think he's played maybe 20 minutes for Southampton so far this season, so I'd be surprised if he certainly starts the game, but it'd be great if we can get him involved, get him a debut, and see what he can do there. And as I say, I imagine Beto will probably play up front. So a rotated team, but we don't want to be silly, do we? We don't want to drop the whole first 11 and do this thing where you're having to play players who've never played together before and maybe don't complement each other and all the rest of it. But Moyes is an experienced manager, and I mean, looking at yesterday and how much it meant to everyone, how much we loved it, and the fact that I'm looking at a squad that's got Jordan Pickford in, James Coleman, James Tarkowski, Idrissa Gueye, Iliman and Dyer, players who've done a lot for Everton in their time. There'd be maybe a couple of us I'm forgetting, and then you got players like Grealish, Jude, all quality players who've just come in. You really want things to be changing and turning around. And the biggest thing for Everton, we've seen it with Newcastle, we've seen it with West Ham, certainly in the immediate, is winning something means everything. And seeing Town after the game yesterday, it looked brilliant, and it looked really good after the Roma game as well, to be fair. So seeing it after a bouncing league game, imagine that after beating a big team, and not necessarily a big team, but winning a huge game. I hope they consider it'd be great going out Saturday and seeing everyone out and about. So as I say, Town was like a sea of blue, bank holiday Monday and all that, great vibes. Imagine that when we win something. I say when as well, rather than if these days, when we do finally win something. So yeah, winning on Wednesday is absolutely paramount. Get your hat in the draw for the next round. Obviously, by the time that next game comes around, if we're in there, players be fit. Hopefully more players back, more players signed, gives you a better option. So these early cup games can be a bit awkward. We saw that last year with Doncaster, get to half time, still 0-0. A little bit hairy, but obviously we came through there before eventually getting knocked out by Southampton. But yeah, looking forward to the game on Wednesday. If you're going down there, if it's your first time, let us know down below who do you want to see play and what do you think the score is going to be. Thanks very much for that. We'll see you next time.